TKO Boxing with Sherry Abbasi, powered by PG Sports. We're in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia for the biggest card of the year, Day of Reckoning tomorrow night. I'm joined by Ring Magazine Cruiserweight Champion of the world, Mr. Jai Opetaia. Jai, like I mentioned off camera, I've been chasing this interview for a little while, but luckily enough I've managed to get you in person as well, so I suppose it worked out quite well. How are you feeling today? We're one day away from the biggest fight of the year.
Feeling good, man. I'm pumped, I'm all weighed in. Made weight easy, feeling fit, feeling strong. Just can't wait to get in the ring.
I think for you, it probably worked out quite well with the quick turnaround from the last fight with Jordan Thompson. You made quite a statement there. You announced yourself even more to the UK crowd as well, which is big considering the co-promotional deal with Matchroom as well. That was a big help. And then quick turnaround, getting back on this card, something to work towards because you've been out of the ring for a while as well after the broken jaw and stuff. So activity is probably key for you at this point.
Yeah, man, I'm staying active and I'm grateful that I get to roll into another fight straight away. It's throughout my career, there's been such a roller coaster to sort of capture these fights, but I get to roll into the biggest boxing card in history, which I'm grateful for. But at the same time, it's all earned, it's not given. So, I'm pumped, and I'm just looking forward to getting in that ring and doing what I do.
I suppose for you, Jai, someone with the self-belief you have and the sort of natural ability as well as the hard work you've put in throughout your career to get to where you are, getting the call to be on such a big card, it must have been like, finally I'm getting some recognition, I'm getting an opportunity, life-changing money, massive platform. What was the initial reaction, especially after the Jordan Thompson fight, because it happened so quickly? What was the initial reaction when Mick had the conversation with you about appearing on this card?
It was more just like, it's about time, you know what I mean? I feel like my hard work's not going unnoticed. I'm grinding in the gym constantly, I'm staying focused, I'm doing all the right things. I don't take these days off and go on holidays and do all this. I don't live a glamorous lifestyle. All I do is train hard and focus on the fights, and I feel like people are noticing that, and that's why I am where I am. It's opening doors for me, and real recognize real. So I'm grateful to be here.
Have you ever been to this part of the world before? Is this your first trip out to this part of the world?
I've been to Dubai. I've done a lot of traveling, as an amateur, so rocking up and being in a tournament and doing what I do, it's not new to me. It's all part of the process, and, I honestly feel like my whole life has led to moments like this, you know what I mean? Fighting my whole life, boxing my whole life, training my whole life. It's just a matter of time before these fights started coming, and, they're finally here, so it's all fruits of the labour.
Like you said, it's been something that you've invested your whole life into. What made you get into boxing when you were younger?
I come from a boxing family, so, boxing's all I knew. I was raised around it, grew up in it, and as a young kid, my family was amongst it, so, obviously I've taken it to, higher levels, but I couldn't have done it without them. And now I'm just flying my last name like it's a flag, you know what I mean? I'm proud to be here, proud to fly the Australian and Samoan flag, but I'm proud to imprint my last name, the Opetaia name, on what I think is going to be such a change in the boxing world, you know what I mean? Like these type of fight nights run by the Excellency, the Sheikh, he's exactly what boxing needs, putting the politics aside and just wanting to see the best fighters fight the best fighters. So, this is like evolution for boxing, and I'm a part of it, you know what I mean? And putting the cruiserweight division on here as well, you know what I mean? My boxing ability and my boxing skill, it's something people are showing an interest towards the way I fight, and now it's growing the cruiserweight division, you know what I mean? No one really cared about the cruiserweight division. It was only heavyweights, and then you got those smaller dudes that sort of, the Haneys and stuff that promote themselves, and the Mayweathers and stuff like that. But now the cruiserweight division's getting some noise, and I'm honoured to be at the forefront of it, and it's exciting times.
I think, like you said, the cruiserweight division is one of those divisions that has been overlooked for a long time. Obviously, we had the World Boxing Super Series a few years ago. That was excellent for the division. All the best fighters in there. Obviously, Alexander Usyk coming out on top as undisputed, joining Evander Holyfield as the only other proper undisputed champion in the weight class. Now, someone like yourself with the sort of skill set you've got, the drive, the passion, and the background to put the Maori people on the map and Australia in particular, with rich history of fighters, the Zhu family, currently George Kambosos, previously Anthony Mundine, and Jeff Hornig, for example. These are all big fighters that had a profile, but you're someone who can really take it to another level because you're a cruiserweight, and potentially, I'm assuming at some point you're going to make a push of heavyweight at some point in the future. Are you looking to add your name to the list of the cruiserweight undisputed champions as well?
Definitely. I feel like this is just another step closer to becoming the undisputed cruiserweight king. I've wanted all those belts for a long time, and I feel like there was a lot of politics that outside the ring, that promoters and stuff not getting along and all that. But now that the Sheik's here, he's got the money. You know what I mean? And that's what it all comes down to. And everybody wants to fight for money, and everyone wants to get what they deserve. And he's giving fighters what we deserve. So I feel like it's a step close, a step in the right direction for our sport. You know what I mean? I feel like it's gonna be set up sort of like the UFC. They get he's up the top and he says you're fighting him, and if they say no, then fuck off. You know what I mean? And that's how it should be. And that's what I mean. I've had a massive amateur pedigree.
Yeah.
I'm used to that. I'm used to showing up at world championships, showing up at there, not knowing who I'm going to fight, but we just rock up, we punch on, and the best leaves, and the winner. You know what I mean? You got to earn the right to fight anyone, and that's the way I'm raised. That's the way I think about the sport. So and that's the way I want to keep the sport going.
I think that's a good point you made there about just turning up to a tournament and having your name in a bracket saying you're fighting this guy. You've got to get in there. I put my best foot forward. I know I can beat this guy. Boom, get to the final, win. And if we have a similar sort of model in boxing now, especially with the money they've got here, then you can beat all the best fighters in your weight division, clear it out, and come out as the top guy. You're already sort of rated as the number one consensus guy. You've got the Ring Magazine title. We know what happened with the IBF. I'm sure you're sick of talking about it already, so we'll leave that to one side. But your plan is to go undisputed within the next few years, and then what's the plan after if you were to get to undisputed at cruiserweight? Is there a potential heavyweight run in you as well?
Definitely. And now they've just bring in bridgeweight as well. You know what I mean? So I'm looking at myself as a future 3-division world champion. You know what I mean? And it is so possible, and it's exciting. You know what I mean? And by the time I finish my cruiserweight chapter, this bridgeweight could even be bigger. There could be bigger names in there. I see heavyweights coming down and cruiserweights going up, and it just opens so many doors. And even with this, the fight nights that they're having here, it is a great place for boxing at the moment. And for me to be a part of it, and my last name to be a part of the change in boxing and the healthy change that we need, man, it's exciting, and I am just pumped to be a part of it.
Like you said, the spectacle, the production, the way they've set it all up, it is actually, it's a different level to things we see, in other parts of the world. So they're really getting behind it and making a big push. And you're a name that has been earmarked for, future fights here as well. So they're already, looking at you as a guy who can really be a part of the plans moving forward. Just one last thing for yourself, Jai. How important is it for you that on this card we've got people like yourself, Joseph Parker, Junior Farr, all married people of that background, and what sort of message does it send to people of your community about what they can accomplish in life?
Pacific Islanders, we're not married, but
Sorry,
I'm Samoan, Junior Farr's Tongan, but I'm Samoan Australian, Junior Farr's New Zealand, and Tongan, Joseph Parker, Samoan, New Zealand. We're covering a few bases there, and we're showing kids like us, like it's not often you get to see Pacific Islanders be at this type of level. You know what I mean? It's amazing the achievements these are, and to go against the grain and coming from our neck of the woods down, the Pacific and Australia and stuff like that. I think it's harder to make it from those sort of areas. You know what I mean? People always look down at you, and it's always a sort of longer route and stuff like that. But I've taken the long route. That's why I'm proud to be here. You know what I mean? We didn't take no shortcuts to get here. We didn't build our profile off anyone else's back but our own. We worked hard. We fought who we had to fight. We waited for the opportunities, and when they come, we took them with both hands, and we were ready. We stayed ready, and we continue to stay ready. And for even this another opportunity, we're fucking ready for it. You know what? I'm pumped. And And if I can do it, why can't the other kids from my area in Australia and New Zealand, you know? So it's building progress, it's building momentum, and man, like I said, I am proud that my Opetaia last name gets to be such a huge chapter in what I think is such an important chapter in our sport.
100%. I apologise for the grouping of you guys together. That's ignorance on my part.
It's all good.
So
All good.
I've learned something new today. Obviously, Thank you. I appreciate that. I just want to say, I think for yourself now, this is about really making a statement. So Elias Zorro's going to, you know, like you said, you're looking in the mirror for when you were on the come up and you were going for Bradis as a world champion, where this guy's going to give it his all. It's an opportunity of a lifetime. Same way for you now, you have a target on your back. It's even more pressure in a lot of ways. So for yourself, Jai, I wish you the best of luck. I think you're a potential pound for pound talent. I think you've got it all. It's just a matter of now getting that resume, and that's when you get the recognition. So I am very excited to see where you go with this, brother, and I really appreciate you giving me some time today. And hopefully we'll try and catch you before the end of the week as well. And best of luck for tomorrow night. Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate your time, and I appreciate the support.
No worries, bro. Thank you.